journey will be like driving from Lansdowne to John Groats, England's most southwestern and northeastern points respectively. Despite moving from its original October schedule, April here in Shanghai is still a warm month with an average high of around 19 degrees. Summer months, however, can see the temperature rise to over 32 degrees. As well as ancient and historic buildings, Shanghai has an impressive array of modern buildings. Shanghai Tower is the world's finance centre. Be sure to visit Fun to enjoy some breathtaking architecture. While Shanghai has tended to play in favour of Mercedes in previous years, don't rule out the win of Red Bull or McLaren. Both teams have had repeated success here, and McLaren have been fighting to reclaim their previous glory recently with superstar Lando Norris making the team his own. The Halo is arguably the biggest safety change introduced to F1 in recent years. The device is designed to protect the driver's head against danger and was initially met with resistance from many drivers on the grid. The Halo quickly proved its worth, however, when midway through the first season it was introduced, it potentially saved Charles Leclerc's life after a collision with Fernando Alonso. Repeat winners here at Shanghai include Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. However, many world champions finished on the top step of the podium, from Schumacher, Button to Vettel.
Right, sorry about that, guys, but welcome. It should be just myself tonight, no Chris, unfortunately. He's got other matters to attend to, but I'll try and bring it as good as I can. Anyway, we come to round 2 after a very interesting Australia race, even with 13 people. It's got a good show. In the end, with Macho coming out on top to take the win. But China offers its own different set of challenges to see what people make of it. Not the common track on their calendar nowadays, obviously. Being off the main calendar for the last 4 years, so people not very used to it. May separate a lot of pace here, but they go on board with Nick for his first qualifying lap to get the telemetry and all that up there. So it's 25.9. You see, it is on the slick tyres, just about quick enough to go about in these conditions. It is wet and slippery. I don't know if it's going to improve or not. We'll see what happens. If it's not going to improve, Nick is at the best possible time. He's a 55.7 through sector 2, so I can't really say anything. So I don't know if that's good or not in these conditions. And it's a yellow flag. It's all got their pulls. I think they just put to the side. Oh, Vapor Shadow almost hitting the wall as well, and his first attempt is gone. He's pulling out the way off the McLaren of Maris. And Nick, he's hitting all the points fairly well here. It's not too bad for the first lap for Nick. And it's coming around the final corner. And it's going to probably be a 38.5 for Nick. Let's see what Maris does. He is a little bit quicker through sector 2. Just about keeps it valid, and he's a whole second quicker, and a whole 1.2 ahead of Nick, in fact. So he jumps up into P1 now. Looks like Big Shadow jumping straight into pits. Seems the next driver to finish that lap will be George. Let's see what he does. And I don't think we jump back on board with Nathan. Or Macho, depending on who's in front there, and George goes 0.9, 6 tenths off. Maris's Lynx just jumps ahead of Nick as he crosses the line as well. Let's see what Macho is on. And it's only 2 tenths off Maris through the middle set, so Maris was really good first lap here. And Crowding goes even quicker, he goes 4 tenths ahead of Maris now. That is another tremendous lap here. See what Nathan does as well. Macho, he's going to go at 0.7. And Nathan, is he going to... Oh, he's got identical lap times to Crowding. What a turn of events here. 9.63 for both Crowding and Nathan in these conditions. You wouldn't expect that. But absolutely nothing separates them at the moment. And they hold a 4-tenth gap backwards, and another 4-tenth back, and then another 2 tenths, and then another 6 tenths. It's all kind of spreads out as further it goes down. But yeah, hard to separate in the first few laps of qualifying. I don't know if it's going to get dry. It definitely looks... could be. You know, it could be getting drier as the session progresses. But I guess we'll see. See what Mackie did put in. He's the only man on a flying lap at the moment, I believe. That's Rage's one is 2 tenths down, so I don't think he's going to be improving that one. Let's see what Mackie can do. Middle sector 0.5, just about 6 tenths off what the top boys were doing. May put him close to Macho, maybe in between Macho and maybe Lynx, I think. Can't really predict the time, but I think he's about 3 tenths off Macho's middle sector, so he may jump ahead of Lynx in 38 at the worst. Yeah, let's see what he does through the chicane. Okay, really neat and tidy, and as he comes to the final corner, that's not too bad as well. A little bit of oversteer, but he managed to keep the car going, and he only goes 11th with that one. So the lap did not finish how he wanted to, and not really a good lap for Mackie there. So definitely have to go again, try and find that missing time, because it's definitely... yeah, almost 2 seconds of missing time when you look at the lap time so far. Let's see, MedTC, the only champion left on the grid this season, Season 9 champion. Almost 3 years ago, actually, over 3 years ago that season was. A lot has changed, but the pace is still there for MedTC. What he can do on his first flying run here, and see if he can contest the top boys for P1, because that is where he wants to be. Let's just see how he does this final corner. It looked fairly alright, fairly on the margins there, and he goes P8 with that one, so not ideal for him. I don't think he'll be entirely happy with that one. But the thing is, I don't know if it's drying up or it's getting worse. I do not know what's happening with the weather at the moment, but we'll have a look at this one as Maris goes on his next time. He's 700ths down on his first sector, so maybe it is getting worse, and being the first to set the lap was kind of the strat call for this qualifying. But we'll see what Maris does through the middle sector, see if it really is drying up or getting worse. Oh, there's a lot of spray coming off the exit there, and he's 1/10 up on his time, so maybe the track is staying pretty identical to how it's been at the start of the session. We'll take a look at what he does in his final sector away. We jump up to, will he even improve his position yet? Could he jump with another identical time to join crowding and Samba? Oh, big slide through the hairpin, and that, has that even worked? That might have even worked wonders for him there. Or that could have lost him a load of time. Let's see. Oh, he's gone a bit too wide, and he's just lost the lap, and it wouldn't have improved his position, but it would have put him only 1.5 tenths away from the top 2. So yeah, Nathan 700ths up on his time, crowded starting lap as well. And we just see who is currently lead driver on the lap. George is 600ths up on his lap. Macho, he is 7/10ths up. Let's see what he do this one. He is looking there or thereabouts on par with crowding the Samba's lap times at the moment, if not even quicker. Yeah, Macho looking very quick here. Will he get this hairpin bang on? I missed the apex a little bit, but that was fairly alright. There comes George, 0.5, so he jumps up to P4 with that one. There comes Macho though. Lovely final corner for the Dutchman. And the race winner from the first round is gone up to P1 by 3.5 tenths. As Macho, so maybe the track is improving, or he's just found all the pace at once there, and that could be pole position if things do not change. As Nathan only improves by 11 thousandths of a second, crowding only 1.5 tenths up. Can he make it in the final sector? Oh, he looks a bit out of shape, and that's cost him. He's invalidated the lap, and it would have been a 0.7. Which would have put him back ahead of Nathan. But Nathan going again, and he's already 600ths up again. So maybe another lap might work for him, but if you look at his battery, I don't think he's going to be gaining a lot come the final sector. You get to his middle sector, and you see he'll probably be up on his time, and then you drop it all completely come the end of the lap. Yeah, 2/10ths up, that's, yeah, that might be the way of doing it. 2 laps or 1 extra installation lap. As he's somehow managed to gain 2/10ths. Maybe that is the way to get a peak lap around in these conditions. Anyways. See what Nick does. Nick looks to improve. He jumps up 2 places, 0.0. Not too bad for Mr. Nick. As George crosses the line, is he starting a new lap? It looks like he is. Maris 1/10 up as well. Let's see what the he's invalidated. So unlucky, and crowding he was 8/10 up, but he is now. Looks like he might have run out of fuel, so he is trundling back to the pits. See what George can do. He's down on his time by 9/10, so that lap time is already gone. How about Mac? He's half a second up, and he goes almost a whole second quicker than his previous time. Actually, in fact, it is a whole second quicker, 1.1 seconds faster than his old time. He goes up to 7th, ahead of Aiden, Lynx, and Nick. So 3 minutes left. We're about to see the final few runs in this session. To me, it looks a little bit drier than it was at the start of the session, but I'm not so sure about the track evolution for the slick tyres. If that's been put in the right words or not, but we'll see what MedTC can do. This will be his final few runs here. Either this one and back out and go again, or it is 2 in a row. Or back out of this one and then go for one flying run. But he's 6 attempts up on this lap time, so it looks like he's going to commit to this one. Maybe he can commit to another one as well after this. But we'll see. We'll see. If he comes onto the straight. Massive improvement under his belt as well. So if he gets his final sector right, it could be at least P4. Oh, he loses the back end in the hairpin, and that might be the lap gone for MedTC. Through the final corner, and if that is... He does go ahead into P4, but he might have lost enough time to have dropped him from a possible P2. That is very unlucky for him there. Rage 700s up, let's see what he could do. Struggling to find his feet in this qualifying session, but see if he can deliver the goods come the end of qualifying. There's everyone at the start of that. 2 Ferraris, or I think not the 2 Ferraris. One of the Ferraris has started the lap. I think George just come out the pits. It's Rage half a tenth up, going through sector 2. At the moment, he's not improving his position. He's sat at a net P12. He needs at least another 2 attempts to jump ahead of Nick. Oh, he's lost the back end and he's spun the car. You can hear that from a mile away. You don't have to see that. Just hear it go, and that could well be Rage's qualifying session over if he doesn't have the fuel. It looks like he's low on fuel, so that could be it for Rage, unfortunately. So it might be P12 for him on the grid. On that is MedTC. He's had a spin at the hairpin. That'll be his qualifying done. Nathan 2 attempts up, so he's going to be contesting with Macho here. If he gets his final sector right, this could be well on for pole position. As of now, at least. Let's get a distant tow from George's teammate. A few car lengths up front as qualifying session ends. Here come the laps. Aiden goes up to P2, so maybe the track is improving. For 0.6. P2 for Aiden. Let's see what Nathan does. 0.4 for Nathan. He jumps up provisional pole. See what Lynx does. He is 1.5 temps up. He might just jump ahead of Mackie. Maybe even George gets his final sector right. Or maybe even more. It goes up to P6. Ahead of Henry as well. Good job from him. Crowden. 2.5 temps up as well. He is going to be on par with Nathan here, I think. If he gets his final sector right, this could be very close between the two. Macho is slightly up in this time, so this is going to be very close into qualifying. Here comes Crowding. He's going to take pole. He is by very, very fine margins. Only 0.04 of a second he takes pole by. There goes Marisu, 0.3. Out of absolutely nowhere. There's Macho, no improvement from him. He invalidates, and it wouldn't have improved them anyways. And here comes Echo, and he's not going to improve. So that is qualifying, and Maris takes pole position on his debut race. Crowding P2. I think he did 1 or 2 come the end of last season, but that's a good start to the season for him. Nathan and Macho, the two that are battling Australia, they've got some work to do to overcome these two out in front. Aiden and P5 though, good qualifying performance for him. Only 3 temps off pole. Putting a surprise lap time there. bit of a rough race last round. But yeah, there's the qualifying results. MedTC got P6 as well, so he held on to that one. I think the biggest surprises of that qualifying session, I think Mackie and Rage. To be honest, I think Mackie definitely could have been a little bit higher, but Rage in 38.3 definitely could have been into 37s, but never really know. These track conditions are a bit unpredictable, but in the end, Maris making the most of it to deliver the lap that no one else cared. Crowding gets so close, but I'm sure he'd be happy with the front row as well. Nathan used to have to do it in the race, so with Macho. Oh, and it's even worse weather in the race. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're not starting on slicks for this one. So that'll be a little wait just for them to sort out their setups. I'll just make sure of that. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Let's just have a look at the tyres. Yeah, it's full wets. I couldn't have seen it in any other tyre, to be honest. It is absolutely lashing it down. 28 laps of this. Hopefully, see a little bit of change. Oh. See someone ready up, but it looks like we're about to go green in China. Let's see what happens. With the 5 lights ahead of the drivers, and they crawl away. Oh, what's going on there? There's a couple of jump starts that have just happened. I don't know if that's glitched or not, but they're away. And crowding, I think Akko's AI, that's probably why it's caused a bit of a riot through the field. As already a virtual safety car, it's not been a smooth start at all, I don't think, for that one. There we go. So Crowding's already got a drive-through penalty, so does MedTC. Not the ideal starts for those two. I think that might have been Henry's AI that might have caused the jump starts there. Which is unfortunate. That's a bit unfair on those who've got the jump starts as well, following him. But you have to follow the lights, not the other drivers in the end. See how we get going though. With this VSC crowd, I think Crowding hoping this VSC ends straight away, so you get this drive-through penalty served. But yeah, not a great start to the race overall as like a lobby standpoint. but they look like they're going green now. Yep. Full throttle down the straight. Crowding currently leading the way, but at the moment it's Nathan and that leader, and Crowding goes wide. And Nathan's just gonna hold back there. He doesn't have to do anything. Crowding, is he gonna pit straight away, or is he gonna go later? He's gonna go now. Get it done. I mean, there's a likelihood the safety cars happening later in the race, and there's quite a few people pitting. As we go, there's only 8 drivers left out on track that have not pitted. 5 people pitting, 2 for drive-throughs, and other 3 most likely damage. As they go, but Nathan leads from Maris. Maris over the back of him at the moment. Nathan not able to get away at all. And Macho is just sitting right there waiting for these two. Aiden P4. He's got links all over the back side of him as well. George running his own kind of space here in P6, 1.6 behind, and then 1.2 ahead of the no longer the AI of Henry, who's now back in his car and he is 7th. Yes, it is. He is back in his car. And Nick just hang on to the back of the train in P8. Crowding only 12 seconds off the pack, so he's not entirely out of this race, but he's got to hope for some sort of safety car if he wants to bring himself back into a race-winning kind of scenario. And the same for Med TC as well. He is 8 seconds off as well, and I think got a speeding pen as well, so that is not fared well for him. Mackie another 9 seconds behind. He probably had to pit for damage. So with Vapor Shadow and Rage. Meanwhile at the front, Nathan sets the fastest up of the race. I mean, it's only lap 2. But look how close these guys are. Within a second in these conditions, it's just, yeah, very, very good racing between these lot. Very good distance keeping, however you want to put it. And Nathan's starting to get a little bit of a gap there. There's 6 tenths there coming out of turn 4. As we come out of turn 6, Maris is now coming back into the gap. And so is Macho. They're both getting closer and closer as the sector goes by. And tend to forget Nathan, he is a specialist in these conditions. Well, he knows how to build a good wet weather setup at least, as he won the couple of wet races that were last season at Silverstone and Austria. And not just won those, but won those convincingly as well. So he will be definitely a hard one to catch. But here comes Macho. He's looking at Maris here. He's gone up the inside and he's locked up the rears and he's spun the car. He probably knew it was going to be too deep into the braking zone, and he anchored on the brakes to avoid contact, and he's now dropped behind Aiden and 2 seconds from Maris there. That is very unfortunate for him. Not entirely out of the race, but yeah, that's not exactly what he wanted to do. So now the battle at the top, in between 2 drivers now, as Aiden is now the one separating Macho from potentially catching them up. But yeah, it's not entirely like, it's not like Australia where we saw overtakes kind of happening every single lap. They're all kind of spread out at the moment. George, he's getting close to Med TC. Oh, he's going to try and go around the outside. He's on the intermediates, in fact, and the intermediates are those the better tyres at the moment. He's got so much more grip though, and he absolutely dances around the outside of Med TC. and he'll jump up into P9. And look at the traction zone, and George absolutely dances away from NTC. So maybe they are the right tyres for now, these intermediates. Will definitely look better than the full wets at least. Oh, and that's Mackie in the wall in the middle sections of VSC, but it's actually a full safety car, as you can see on the mini-map. And that brings everyone back into play. And all those drive-through penalties at the start completely wiped out. And to be honest, not surprised. Oh, as I say that, George has just picked up a drive-through penalty. Oh, and he spun the car. And what has happened? And he's lost his end plate. And it's all just gone wrong under the VSC, or the full safety car, I mean. As they're all pitting here, must be for the Inters. It very much is. So as Nathan, he'll come out just ahead of these lot unless they all get held in the pits. Doesn't seem like it. Nathan will hold place. So will Maris, so will Aiden and Macho. The only one that possibly might drop is Nick, but he will not. Crowding not close enough. Now George's race, effectively, just like the drive at the start of the race, at the start, now it's going to be dropping another 10 seconds back. Also, deserves that drive-through penalty. New front wing. I mean, he has the pace. Surely be able to catch up and do some damage. Some people not physically, but in terms of pace. But yeah, not ideal to get that drive through there. Anyways, everyone on new medium tyre, no, intermediate tyres. With Nathan leading the way, Maris P2, Aiden P3, Matthew P4, links up to P5. Driving a superb little race at the moment. Henry Rogers P6, Nick in P7, the other Mercedes, and Crowding is about to catch up to the pack once again, and he's going to re-enter the fray for the podium. At the moment, P8. Med TC, he's going to be in P9, also re-entering the battle. George, he may drop out. And Baby Shadow and Rage, they're all both come back into this fight as well. God, I can't talk this, but trying to breathe. It's just not, is it? My life force is struggling to keep up with this, and there's literally nothing happening apart from safety cars currently this race. There hasn't been any real overtakes apart from George's one on Medty, so that was a good one. But at the moment, we're not seeing much action so far in this race, but we may start to see some with the more competitive tyres. Let's get a bit closer to each other, have more grip. See more confidence in the cars. We'll see more overtakes, hopefully. So we should hopefully see the safety car come in this lap. As the Alpine and the Aston Martin will catch up to the pack, and there comes the message: the safety car in this lap. I mean, Nathan leading the way as he'll back up the pack and get the restart done his own way. And unlike Australia, he has pitted this time onto the new tyres, and if he didn't pit, he would be an absolute sitting duck at the moment. But you can see the weather has improved drastically, so these inters should work a lot better than when George was on them with taking Med TC. It's all about when Nathan gets the restart here. He could go as early as now if he wants to, but we'll see what he does. He's holding it very much. He's on the foot on brakes, I assume, getting those tyres into tense here. And there he goes. Away he goes, and he is not so much caught in napping, but he's managed to get a half-second gap away from Maris, which is probably good enough. As we come to start the next lap, lap 7 of this race, it is 9 tenths to Maris, make that 8 tenths, 7.5 tenths actually. So he gets the exit back on Nathan to come to turn 1. So it's Nathan in the lead, Maris P2, Aiden P3, Macho P4, Lynx P5, and Henry holding on to P6 against Nick. Crowding is over the back of Nick though. Let's see what he could do. See if he can get past the Mercedes. All over the back of that gearbox. He's going to be on the outside, or is he going to send one up the inside here, going to turn 6? And he's going to waste no time on Nick. There it goes. Nick starts turning, but he sees the Haas last second, and he's forced to turn out as Crowding makes a super move up into P7. Next target is the second Mercedes of Henry. But yeah, great restart from Nathan. Maris managed to get a little bit of a gap to Aiden here. Macho needs to try and find a way past Aiden, obviously. And there goes Med TC. And he's going to make an easy work of Nick. Oh, and George. He tried following through, and it just did not work. And he's dropped to the bottom of the pack now, down to P12. And he's still got that drive through to serve. And if it's a quiet race from then on, it's effectively over for George, unfortunately. It's a shame. If he carries on, there's still points to play. All the way down to P15. But Aiden passed Maris. What's happened to McLaren there? And Aiden's through. Aiden up to P2. Nathan's got 2.5 second lead. And Maris is down to P3. Macho is now going to be on the back of the former Shizuman. And they're all going to bunch up here, I think, going through this lap, unless Maris can make light work of Aiden to get back past as quickly as he can. Look at the batteries here. Look at Macho, he's very much ready here. He's having little snaps. And there goes Crowding on Lynx there. He's made the move up to P5. He's also made the move on Henry. So Crowding pretty much back into the fight. Near exactly where he was from the start of the race. Obviously wants to be a little bit higher than that. He wants to fight for the win here. And it's very much there for the taking. And there goes Rage on Shadow. I think that might have been into turn 11. Bits to sharp left before the next left part of the double left-hander. Let's go Macho. Is he going to make a move on Maris? It looks like he is going to put his car up the inside. It's the last of the late breakers. Maris going to try and go as late as he can. Macho, he's going to make it work, but Maris gets to exit. Oh, they make contact. And Maris is going to probably just keep for the position just about. Maris is going to, oh, Macho is going to keep the inside, sorry. Maris tries to keep her on the outside, but it's not going to work. Macho is through. A little bit argy-bargy between the both, but they've managed to make it work just about, and Macho up to P3 now. As there goes Henry on Lynx as well. Lynx dropped another place. It's not been great since the first lap of the restart. He's dropped another position down to P7, and we'll have Medtc on the back of him as well. And that could be another place gone as well for Lynx. Maybe working better in the more torrential conditions. Who knows, but Nathan now 3 seconds ahead of Aiden. Aiden holding a almost 2 second gap ahead of Macho as well. So things are looking good for the top two. And Macho trying to pull away from Maris as well, trying to get close to Aiden. And as we say that, crowding is over the back of the pole sitters, two front row sitters, P4, P5. They're about to get racing here as they come down to the straight, and it's 4.5 tenths is the gap. Crowding not far away at all from Maris, but he has a massive DRS disadvantage, but Maris doesn't have as much as well, only 10% difference between the two. And Lynx and Medtc going wheel to wheel, and yeah, that is the position gone for Lynx. Once again, down under P8, Medtc takes advantage into the hairpin. And see what Crowding can do. He's on the back of Maris here. He's just see a gap up the inside. He's going to take it. And they're going to go side by side and make a little bit of contact. Oh, they're going to keep it just about wheel to wheel. Maris keeps the inside. And Crowding tries to get the switch back. There's no gap to go for it. And for now, he's going to have to still slot in behind Maris in P5. But he's making his tensions clear. He's making car visible to Maris saying, I'm here. To say that Macho is now catching up to Aiden. 8 tenths now to the Red Bull. This Macho has been making steady gains of the last couple of laps. And there's the yellow flag, and that's Vapor Shadow. I think he's had a spin. So we recover the car, and he's back onto the track down at P11. Oh! Is he going to keep out of the wall? Just about. The tyres are lit up. Just wants to be careful. Re-entering the track, and there goes Crowding on Maris. Oh, he's going to have a slide going into the hairpin as well, just about keeps the place. And Crowding's just made the move up to P4. Well, missed that because of Shadow there, unfortunately. But it's keeping the eye on the gaps. But Crowding's managed to do it, and now next target is Shizou Macho. It'll be interesting stuff, this indeed. Let's see if Macho could get close or get past Aiden. You know, Nathan at the moment is 50% battery. He is very much comfortable out in the lead here. Question is, will these inters go to the end from where they pitted onto? In my opinion, I don't think they will. But I think they possibly can, if they are made to last that long, or the right driver is able to take them that long, and Shadow retires in the pits on another unlucky race for him, another early retirement, just like Australia. So then, we'll quickly jump on board. Medtc is over the back of Henry here. And Henry has a massive ERS advantage over Medtc. He's going to use that to keep ahead of the Red Bull, and I don't think it's going to be anything that Medtc do. But he's getting a slipstream. I can see you're on. I can see you. I love you too. Thank you for tuning in to my solo commentary. I'm very shocked as my voice is absolutely going. My throat's going absolutely terrible at the moment. I'm trying my best. Right. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it. Always make me feel happy. Those comments from my co-boss. Of sort. Right. Anyways. Jump on board here with MedTC, and Henry is getting close to Maris as well. Maris has had a slight drop off in the last few laps. He's lost a bit of a gap to crowding, and Henry is now coming into play for this P5. Let's see what MedTC can do down the straight here. He's reduced the battery deficit for the last lap, but it's still not going enough. Henry maintains that P6, and Maris has even more than a pair of them, quite frankly. Meanwhile, Macho, only 5 tenths behind Aiden here, is not getting close enough. Going onto the straight, he's not getting close enough to make the move. Aiden has a 10% advantage over Macho. She's not helping Macho at all. If he gets close enough, Aiden just pull away a little bit. Could be 2 completely different setups as well. And that battle for P5 also getting very close at the moment. We'll stick on board with this top 3 battle here. See what exit Macho is. Look how close he is to Aiden here. Is it close enough? We'll find out. Aiden not using anything, Macho is using everything, and I think Aiden is accepting fate here. As Macho will look at the inside, and Aiden tries keeping going around the outside. Brakes very late. Macho gives him the space, and they keep going wheel to wheel. Coming out of the hairpin, and they get up into the final corner. Who's going to give way next? Oh, and he gets shoved out a little bit. There's still going on here. Let's see what Macho could do. He's going to put his nose up the inside. Aiden gives the room on the inside. Great racing between the two. As Macho, he's going to get his elbows out and just make that place his. And he jumps up into P2. Is he going to hold his own against Aiden on the exit here? Let's find out. And on the exit, it looks like Macho just about holds on to that P2 place. And there goes Aiden. He's going to send out back in the inside. Oh, and they go wheel to wheel again. And he's still giving so much good respect here between the two. Is Macho going to hold it in the inside? Aiden's going to try and hold it in the outside. He can't. And he's going to have to slot in behind again. God, what a good race that was between the two. Oh, Macho loses the back end. Oh, he spun the car. He's lost it on the grass. And oh, that's unfortunate for him. He makes the move and he's lost it completely as a VSC from that. Very interesting. Oh, that's a shame for Macho. He made such a good battle with Aiden there, and he completely lost it on his own accord. He's back down to P8, but he can still come back here. I'd say from where he is, that P4 is still for the taking at the moment. Oh, look at the back end of his car. Those rear inters are completely lit up. He needs to get under control of those tyres before he makes another spin or a mistake. And Nathan into the pits. So maybe he can go to the end on his tyres. And as the VSC ends, Aiden carries on into the lead of the race, just ahead of Crowding. So Nathan and Lynx both will box. See where Nathan comes out. Nathan comes out in P8. And reference the gap to the leader is 13.7 seconds. Given the gap that he did have, about a loss of 20 seconds then that's pit stop. Oh, look at the advantage he has in those tyres against Nick. He's going to get the exit. Maybe do it on the outside. Let's see. And he very much does so with absolute ease. Does Nathan. He goes up to P7. He's 7 seconds behind. Right, fought for the win for in Australia. Macho. Could have been well different. But that spin right here as Nathan goes through that section there. As we move up places here, let's see what Crowding can do. He's got fairly close to Aiden. Is he going to try and go for something? Not using any battery yet. Maybe into turn 1. But yeah, you can see how close Crowding is. He knows the move is in there before. And George had another spin there, and he's not having the greatest of days at the moment. As Aiden gets the exit here, Crowding. Not a good enough exit to get close enough to pass Aiden again, but is he going to look up to the inside? The gap was there for a long time, but it's just too far back to send it. Let's see what he does in turn 6. I think he's not going to be able to do it, so he's going to have to hold back for another lap or half a lap. Comes Macho, he's over the back of Henry. Henry has a little slide there, he breaks traction a little bit. And Macho, oh, he's touched the back of Henry. And Henry just about keeps it. And he's looking for that place here as Nathan's only 3 seconds behind. Nathan, unless anything happens, Nathan looks like he has won this race. Here we go, between these two. And it looks like it's going to be an easy pass for Macho, but here goes Henry. That's a lot of battery, but Macho's so close behind, it's just not going to be at any point. And there goes Macho into P5, and he comes up onto the back of Med TC. Crowding. God, I didn't notice that. I was so shit for not noticing these things, but he's made the move back into the lead of this race. Aiden looking for a gap again, but it's not going to happen that time. And the inevitable move from Crowding has eventually come, and he's now into the lead of this race. And Macho's pitted for the dry tyres. So George is pitted for dry tyres. He is 48 seconds behind. Nick is also pitted for the dries. Looking at the pace of those, look at the pace of George at the moment. Those dries just do not seem the gamble that's worth. But look at matches all over the road there on the XE. He's just lost 3 temps in a single section of track there. Yeah, that car does not look happy on those tyres at all. He's keeping control, but how long is he going to be able to keep control for before those tyres let go? Aiden's very close to crowding once again. See if any of those guys pit. Thinking those tyres could be a gamble that's worth gambling for, but I don't think it is. Nathan could well and truly lose out here if the dry tyres come for their own. But so far, so good for Nathan here. He's going to be on the back of these 3. And he's going to have to make the overtakes through all of them to make any kind of gain here, or retain his lead at least. Maris should be quite easy, I think, for Nathan, as he's kind of running by himself, but when he gets to the back of Aiden and crowding, it's not going to be as easy as the guys that have been running by themselves. So if he goes too deep on a lunge, then he could just hit the car in front and that just ruin his race and the other driver as well, but I don't think Nathan will go for that. I think he'll be quite patient with these new tyres, and he's starting to set purple sectors now, so the track is definitely drying up. It's stopped raining, and still the dry tyres are just a little bit too slow to gamble for. Macho is about matching the pace of Rage, and that is on old intermediate tyres. So maybe one more lap, and I think the dry tyres might become the viable choice. But so far, between all the guys on the inters, the best interest is to stay out at the moment. So 4 car battle for the race win here at the moment as well. Only 3 seconds or so between those 4 at the most anyways. But you can see Nathan all over the back of Aiden here. It's going to be quite an easy move when it creeps up on him, and this could be going into the next corner here. He's going to look for the outside. Yeah, surely. There you go. Look at the grip advantage. He's going to look at the inside. Aiden's going to try and hold strong around the outside though. But Nathan gets it done. And he moves up into P2, and if he gets the exit right, it's going to be P1 by the end of this next straight. Into the hairpin. Crowding has the battery though to defend against Nathan. Will he use it? Or will he keep it for the dries here and has to pit this lap surely if he wants to afford any kind of cover? But so far those dries are not gaining still. So yeah, probably it's gonna be 1 or 2 more laps. Maybe, yeah, 2 more laps and those dries will become the better choice. Anyways, Maris and Henry, they're both gonna go early. I think their tyres are just letting them down a bit. Soft tyres for Maris. He's going to try and get those to the end. Henry onto the mediums. Henry playing it safe here, but I think Maris going for the soft tyres. I think it's using the grip on those tyres. And it shouldn't really wear them out too much, to be honest. Not so much abrasion with damp surface, it's not going to do too much damage to his tyres, so he might be able to go to the end on these. He's just got to hope it stays a little bit damp. Damp enough so it didn't impact his tyres too much. We'll see what the leaders do though after that pit stop, because it's definitely looking a lot drier. The spray is starting to disappear just a little bit. You can well and truly see Nathan or crowning even box this lap, and Macho is very much starting to catch back up to the intermediate runners. So we could definitely see some pit action going on here. Let's see what Nathan does. He stays out. He can afford to. Meanwhile, Crowding and Aiden have to pit. And MedTC kind of has to stay out as well, as Aiden was only 2.5 seconds ahead. So let's see where they come in relation to the McLaren. And DRS is enabled, so that is kind of the indicator there that it is dry enough for the dry tyres to be quicker. As they come on the pits, Maris comes up only 4 tenths behind Aiden. He's going to have his tyres up to temperature. Aiden's not. And this could be massive here. Does Maris make a move as early as he can? Or he's going to wait for the DRS, which is just being enabled now? I can only imagine so. Gonna look like for the DRS in this next straight on. This big moment for Maris once again, but once he does make that move, I think Aiden could possibly just keep within that DRS as well. Those soft tyres are not gonna look too well come the end of the race. With all those guys on the dry tyres now, it should start to dry out a lot quicker, hence why Nathan's now pitting. And Nathan could well and truly lose the lead once again here, but he may be going to the softs as well. MedTC also pits, so Nathan onto the soft tyres. Let's see where he comes out here. Crowding can well and truly take the lead back here. A big moment, goes a little bit wide, but let's see where he comes out in relation to Nathan. Nathan just comes out the pits. It's going to be oh so close. Nathan just holds on to the lead of the race. They're both identical for battery as well. It's going to be a straight duel between the two for the race win. So Aiden's holding his own here against Maris. He's still ahead. Didn't really expect. I thought Maris may have gone for something down the straight, but obviously he did not try and go for something at all. Instead tried to just keep behind the Red Bull there, but he's now dropped out a second here, so those soft tyres already might be going. Aiden, he is putting in some great pace on those medium tyres. You can well and truly see him win this race. Those softs up ahead start to drop off, but here comes Crowding. He's going to go for a move. Going down into the hairpin. Turns very early, gets the car turned in, and he gets the move done. on Nathan, and he moves up into the lead of the race. And there's another yellow flag, and that's George. He's had another moment, but he gets the car back going again. Crowding gets the fastest lap, but there goes Nathan back into the lead of the race as well. Re-overtake. It's just going to go back and forth, I think, between these two for the next few laps. Aiden, though, he has got plenty more battery, and he's very much catching up here. And Max got 5 seconds left, he's pitted and retired the car. And it's been quite a dismal race for Macho ever since that spin. Yeah, it's just been not so fortunate for him. Race 1 race winner, and DNF in race 2 for himself. And will most likely not leave this race as championship leader, but he's only in it to win it. It's a win or nothing for Macho. Fair enough, but in the end, it will cost him come the end of the season, possibly, if it does go head to head between him and Nathan, or even another driver. But anyways, Aiden is only a second behind these two, and I have a real feeling here the softs are not working how these guys want them to work, and Aiden is looking on course here for a race win. So once those softs drop out, you can really just push and break away from these two. Just like that. Aiden, 8 tenths quicker than that fastest lap on that last lap. And he's now within DRS. Can't really set anything against him here. There's 5 laps left for this race though. It depends if Nathan and Crowden keep him behind here, go for their own little scrap. Or if Aiden gets past one of them, it's pretty much over, to be honest. And Link's had a little moment there, but he's got his car recovered. And we may as well stay on board with the top 3. It's the only battle on track at the moment. I mean, we have MedTC's only 1.1 behind Maris. That would surely end another overtake for him to get P4, but yeah, this battle between the top 3 is going to be very interesting indeed, with 4 laps to go. So it's Nathan is now 9 tenths away from crowding. I get my fucking words out. Sorry. Yeah, the DRS bring them all back into play here, but here comes Aiden. Do we see a move into turn 1? Definitely see a lot more grip on those medium tyres. He can see the race wind right in front of him here. And let's see what he does. Going down into turn 1, he's not going to push. He's just going to stay behind crowding for now. He knows there's the pace, but he can't afford to waste it. He's going to look down the inside. He sees the gap open up, and that could be a really crucial one here. They go wheel to wheel. Great racing between the two of them. Crowding holds on, but there goes Aiden again. He goes around the outside. Is Crowding going to give the space between the two? Oh, and he bumped wheels a little bit. But the Spectre's there. Aiden's going to go up the inside, and he's going to take the place. Fully this time. And can he get back into the DRS of Nathan? He well can. And Aiden looks set to win this race. He just needs to get past Nathan, and he will take an absolutely impressive maiden race win in HOR. And look at the exit he's just got on Nathan there. He's going to get the overtake before the end of the straight. Let's see what he does. Will he go for the overtake, or will he just stay in behind Nathan? And he's going to go for it. Of course he's going to go for it. He's a racing driver. And there you go. That is the race lead for Aiden. And will he keep it going into turn 1 here? Nathan needs to try and get back. if you can, but I don't think it's going to happen. Aiden's just too far ahead, and Aiden just needs to break away the DRS in the middle of this lap, and he's pretty much got this win bagged. So as it looks like, there won't be any interviews tonight, fortunately for me, because I don't think I'll have the time, unfortunately. But yeah, we've got the two PC drivers on top at the moment, with an Xbox driver in P3, there's MedTC on P4, and Maris, and then Henry, Rage, Nick, Lynx and George at the moment, the current runners in this race. And George is having another spin there. It's just not been his day. We want to come back for next week to finish off the year. It'll be the final race of 2023 for a year standpoint in Austria. Hopefully that will be a bit of a better one. Everyone's a bit closer, a more familiar track. So Nathan's kept within the DRS of Aiden here, and that's sure as hell helping him at the moment. 6 tenths to the Red Bull, and make that only 4 tenths going into turn 1. And just needs to hold on for 2 more laps as Nathan to pretty much just hang on to that P2. Unless crowding can start building up some battery, but he's burning quite a bit there. Nathan is pretty much empty as well. Aiden is also empty. How much will Nathan keep up in this middle sector to potentially make a move back on the Red Bull driver? Because that's still a potential thing at the moment. Aiden's not got away, and that could really hamper him here in the final couple of laps. Let's see what happens. Aiden did not get the exit at all, did he, from turn 12. We'll go into the long sweeping right-hander, and he's got so much traction on his medium as he's getting the exit every single time. Let's see what Nathan does. Will Nathan try and make a move on Aiden here? Aiden is not using anything. Nathan's getting close. Nathan going to go for anything? He's going to sit behind. And is this all building up for the final lap? Is he saving the grip for the final lap here? Is Nathan? Or will it be something for turn 1? He looks very close for turn 1. Here comes Nathan, and he's not got the DRS on. I think he is very much saving for the final straight here. Oh, he's lost the back end. Now it's absolutely crunch time for Aiden here. He needs to pull a gap, or he could well and truly lose this race. Crowding is only 3 tenths behind Nathan. It's going to be so close come the end of this final lap here. What has been an absolutely thrilling end to this race. It's been quite a plain first half of the race. But as soon as it dried up, we've got a thrilling little battle here, and it's still not over. We've got one more sector left to go. Can Crowder make any impact on Nathan here? Can Nathan make a move for the race win on Aiden here as well? Aiden, is he going to get the exit? He's going to absolutely push it. It's 5 tenths. That was the gap he had last lap. But here comes Nathan. He's going to be pushing. Is it going to be for the Ferrari? And Nathan's going to make the move on Aiden. And Aiden's going to go back up the inside. Oh, they're going to get really close here. Crowding's going to get the exit. Is Crowding going to get into P2? He's not. And Nathan's going to hold on to the race win. He's going to steal it at the final hairpin there. Nathan takes the win. Wow, what a race between those three. And like I said, staying behind the DRS keeping the gap close for that final lap DRS. That's paid off for Nathan. Commiserations to Aiden. That was a brilliant drive from him. I thought those mediums were definitely getting grip on the softs, but it might have just been saving the tyres for Nathan that might have won in this race. And crowding, what did I say, a brilliant comeback drive from that drive-through penalty at the start to finish P3. Only giving respect for that one. Maris P4, Akko P5, Rage P6. I think MedTC must have finished P4, P5. I don't know, he crashed across the line maybe? I don't know, but or he may have left the session, that's probably why. So MedTC P4, P5, who knows. But that's the race finished, and Lynx takes P8 for that one as well. So yeah, Nathan getting his revenge for Australia after losing out to the 3-second penalty. The track where you pretty much gained no penalties for track limits, and Nathan has absolutely done it with a superb performance in the wet. And then when the dry came around, he managed to save it at the perfect times, and he's managed to take home a 5th HOR victory and take the lead of the championship. But there's the results as well. George will take the fastest lap. Kind of sat in his own race, but he'll take from that. And MedTC, he finished only 3 tenths behind Maris, so be on P5 for that one. But yeah, Nathan, Aiden and Crowding, your top 3 podium for that one. With Maris P4, MedTC P5, Henry in P6, Rage P7, Nick in P8, Lynx in P9, and George P10 of the fastest lap as well for that one. And the retirements with Macho, Shadow and Maki. And yeah, an exciting Chinese Grand Prix. In some respect, some way, I don't know. You can take away the first half of the race and then just leave the second half of the race. There you go. That was a absolutely entertaining race there. Anyways, top 3, none of them were PlayStations, so can't really interview them, unfortunately, because I'm streaming from PlayStation. But I can only leave you guys with the driver of the day, and I think it's a very hard one to decide, but I can only give it to either 3 people, and it's the top 3 guys there. It's one to decide. Obviously, Nathan pretty much dominated that race in the rain and the dry. Aiden, with a strategy for the ages, he managed to get right into the fight there, and he lost it right at the end, which was very unfortunate for him. But then Crowding as well, with a great comeback drive from that drive-through penalty. God, it's hard to decide from that one, but I think driver of the day, in my eyes, it's going to be Aiden. It was just, I don't know, it's just a really good drive from him to get up to P2 on the mediums, and somehow found the pace early in the stint than how the guys on the softs did. In the end, he managed to lose out, unfortunately, to Nathan. But it's still a driver of the day worthy drive, in my opinion. But yeah, that's how we're just going to leave it off for you guys. Yeah, from me, no Chris this evening, obviously. Hopefully he'll be back for Austria next week. We will sign off for 2023 on the next week's round in Austria. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for that one, and we'll be back next week for some more HOR action. And yeah,